Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's Rachel Ray here and today we're back for another WIP in chat. I hope you all have a nice cup of coffee. Oh, that's very zoomed in. Sorry about that. I hope you have your cup of coffee. Maybe you're gonna do some diamond painting, or maybe this will encourage you to get out your beaded cross stitch kit. Either way, thank you for joining me today. Harriet is here with me as well. If you don't remember, one of my subscribers, I randomly chose one of my subscribers' comments on a video from two WIP and chats ago, beaded cross stitch WIP and chats ago, I believe. And I asked everybody to name the bunny, and Harriet won. So congratulations, Denise, again. It's going to take me a few minutes to get into the groove of doing this, and I'm also trying to drink my coffee while it's warm. And I do have that kind of syndrome where I go through all the topics that I want to talk about in my head before I start the camera rolling, and as soon as I do, I forget everything that I was about to say. Yes, I could probably make notes, but it's like 9 in the morning, people. I'm not a morning person. A few things of housekeeping before I get started. I call it housekeeping because it's about the channel and YouTube and all this stuff. So I just want to let everybody know that I am so happy that all of you have given your comments and left me lots of positive encouragement over the last few weeks. I do sincerely appreciate that, and that is not the color that belongs there. Where am I? Sorry guys. What on earth? I'm on the next row up and I didn't mark it off. Okay. Well, it's good that it didn't just carry on. Yeah, I just want to thank you very much for being there. All of your support and your comments means the world to me, to be honest. And I just, I was kind of overwhelmed by the response that I did get. And I don't want anyone to think that I'm not answering your comment or that I don't want to reply. But to be honest, it's responding to comments. It takes a lot of time that I don't have at the moment, and I do sincerely apologize. I do try to leave a little, heart on every comment to let you know that I've read it, and that I see you and I appreciate you, but it's just, if you are getting that many comments a day, that you felt that you need to respond to, but you don't have time to. Yeah, that's the position I'm in at the moment. All right, let me quickly do this. Where am I? So this is the edge of the page. It's 3. We have 10. That should be pi 2, 1, and pi dash 2, 1, and pi 2, no, pi dash 2, no, that was pi. Okay, so I've done pi. Sorry, people. Oh no, I'm on the row up from that. Hang on. So you can... No, I'm not. Okay, I am on this row. I was thinking, I haven't done that in a long time. See, I haven't actually sat down to do beaded cross stitch since... Yeah, since that session. And that was nearly... I uploaded that video on May 7th, I can tell you. That one was done on the 6th. Yeah, I uploaded it the same day that I recorded it. So today is the 23rd. I literally have had no time at all to do this craft. And it breaks my heart because I love doing this. It's so relaxing. And because I force myself to only do this in the morning, it's kind of like, it's actually kind of like that cigarette that I would have first thing in the morning. And because I don't smoke anymore, I don't have a morning habit or a morning ritual except to drink coffee. So, where's 2? See, I gotta figure out where all the beads are again. Oh my goodness. So how are you all? I'm sorry, we're already 6 minutes in and I'm only now asking you how you are. I hope everyone's doing okay. I know that there have been some illnesses. There have been quite a lot of deaths in the community as well. People getting diagnosed with cancer and things like that. I'm really, really sorry to hear that. Without getting into too much detail right now, because it is still early on in the video and I still have housekeeping to do. My grandfather's cancer is back. It is attacking his lymph nodes, and it's spreading slowly, but it's steady enough that they have kind of given his case over to someone over in Johns Hopkins, and he's supposed to start a clinical trial, and it's a mess. But anybody who is struggling or going through chemo or knows someone who's going through treatment for anything, to be honest, anything at all. I mean, most treatments are horrible. I just want to let you know that you're in my thoughts too. It's not easy, and it's not easy for the family because we've been going through this for 8 years now, where he has ping-ponged between being deathly ill and then being just fine. Luckily for us, the chemotherapy was working really well in the beginning, and so, you know, he would get the radiation and chemo, and then he'd be good for another 6 months or 9 months or whatever it was. But he's getting older now. He's 80 years old in January. So we're just I'm trying to spend as much time as I can. Because, I mean, yeah. This has just been a really difficult year emotionally, I guess, for my family on both sides. And I suppose I'm at that age where family members start dropping off. I hate thinking of it that way, but it's true, you know, we all go at some stage. But I have to say that I feel really lucky that I have such a good family and that they understand and they're not bitter. Though I do expect to have some bitterness at some point because, you know, I live abroad, and so what I do is I try to call as often as I can and keep in touch. But, you know, nothing can really make up for the lost time. Anyway, sorry, more housekeeping. So I talked about comments, lots and lots of positive comments. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. And I love making these videos and then seeing your reaction to them. I'm not here for shock value or anything. Which, speaking of like shock value and, YouTube. So I was looking into it yesterday because, as you know, my channel is monetized, and I'm not ashamed of that or anything, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I've worked really hard to put in the time to get my channel to where it is so that I can have it monetized, but that doesn't mean that I'm rolling in dough. Like, I'm not making a lot of money off of that. It works out to less than a tenth of my full-time job salary. I think it's way less. I don't want to get into figures here because that's just not cool. I'm not about that. But if you wanted to start a channel, or if you have a channel and you get up to this, you know, where you're putting out a video almost every day or 5 days a week, is what I pretty much do now, then you'll know how much money you make. Unfortunately, this month YouTube has decided that not that I didn't reach the payment threshold, but something has happened where the money I was owed, or I earned, didn't get sent to me. And I've checked the reports and everything, so I don't really know what's going on. If someone watching has a channel and they understand the reports better than I do, which is admittedly probably anyone but me. I am so bad at numbers. I could really use some help with that, because I don't depend on the income from my YouTube channel to continue to create videos. It's not a deal breaker. Let's say if I were to become unmonetized, demonetized, I wouldn't stop my channel. But being monetized and continuing to be helps every step of the way. It allows me to buy more diamond paintings. It's actually sorry for my husband coughing. He coughs like crazy in the morning. I'm really trying to get him to stop smoking. He's gone onto the vape and everything, and like, he still has that hacking cough. So if you can hear that, I'm really sorry. There's nothing I can do, and I'm not going to stop doing this just because he's awake. Anyway, I was planning on saving the money that I earned from the month to go towards a newer phone, because I record everything on my phone. I don't like the idea of having a second camera. I hate importing and exporting. I hate transferring files. Like, I worked, I don't know how many people actually know this, but I worked as a Geek Squad agent in Best Buy back from 2007 to 2010? Yeah, I think. 8, 9, 10, or 11. Was it 10 or 11? I don't know, it doesn't matter. Anyway, the point is that I worked there for a few years, and I did a lot of computer work, and I just don't like it at all. I don't like dealing with computers. Like, I have the longer I'm away from that career, the more I don't want to deal with it. So like, my computer usage is pretty much zero these days. I think this is also that's also in R. Okay. Yeah, so like, the idea of transferring these image or these movie files onto the computer and then having to edit that way, it doesn't work for me, because I'm a busy girl. I edit on the go. I edit when I have a few minutes here and there in my day, It doesn't matter where I am. All I have to do is stick my headphones in and boom, I'm ready to edit. So that being said, I really want to invest in a newer phone, not the newest. I don't need the newest phone, but right now I'm working with a Galaxy S7, and I was thinking about getting an S9, I think it's called. I'm not sure, but my phone contract. Do you know how phone contracts work with the whole? You wait 2 years and then you can get a free upgrade or something like that. So fingers crossed that I can get an actual free upgrade. I'm just looking here. It doesn't look very clear. What's going on here? Is it my lighting? Sorry, people. 1 second there. Okay, I don't really know what happened. I've brought you in a little closer. Actually, I might move it a little bit. Okay, we're just going to see Harriet's feet for now. I doubt you're actually looking at the screen, but that was really bugging me. 1 second again. Okay, sidetracked a little bit there, but we're good. So, I'm going to invest in the S9. Hopefully it can come free. That would be great. But if not, that's okay too. I planned on upgrading and paying for the upgrade anyway. But I also, if it were possible to get that upgrade free, then I would use the earnings that I've saved to get a pair of those wireless Bluetooth headphones. I saw Gone Off My Meds, got a pair, and also Pippa. Pippa, I can't link you at the moment because I refuse to edit this, but Pippa, if you can leave a comment down below, and if you're watching this and you want to check out some really cool headphones, check out Pippa's channel. They were from a Kickstarter, I think you said. Or you had backed a Kickstarter and they finally came out with them. They're not exactly, inexpensive, but like, I think, did Stitcherista get some too? No, I think she just got a giant light pad. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, it seems to make sense to me now why you would want them. Before I scoffed at the idea of having some, headphones that you could lose, essentially. And I thought that about the, whatchamacallit. I'm losing my place. But that doesn't look like an and symbol. No, it's not. It's 2. Sorry, I definitely have to pay attention because I've been so out of the loop with this craft. So I'm just going to mark that there, get my pen. Like, honestly, if I don't keep up, I'm going to lose it again. All right. There we go. So yeah, wireless headphones would be awesome. I would really appreciate them. So I want to save up money, obviously, from all the hard work that is put into making videos and editing and everything and sharing. I really think that would be a great way for me to be able to make videos faster and more efficiently and with better quality and less headache. So that's that. What's after 2? Pie. Then I'm just trying to think. See, I need more coffee. I need more coffee though. It's such a nice overcast day today. We haven't had a day like this in so long. James and I went to go grocery shopping in the next town over where they have an Aldi. And on our way there, I realized how parched the ground is. It was really sad. It was really sad. It's like, I feel like we live in a desert now. Hadn't had rain in so long. Everything was brown and, dusty and not at all like the Ireland that I remember. So this year has been really wacky weather-wise. I wasn't complaining about the sunshine, but it is nice to have a little bit of relief, you know what I mean? Luna's fur is still everywhere. She's not shedding anymore, per se. But, wow. Just, it's everywhere. Pound, 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 pound. I know you're in here. There you are. Yeah. So that's that. So the weather's nice today. It's overcast, drizzly. I feel like things are getting greener already. Hopefully it sticks around. I know that Heike over at Stone Cold Coffee Crafts, she says that it's been raining for so long at the moment. Like every day when we talk, it's like, I'm just like, it's gorgeous. And she's like, it's raining. A competition. I hope it's sunny today where you are, Heike. Luna really wants to come say hello, but not now. Not now. Okay. This weather actually reminds me of my mom. My mom connected with me on YouTube to know how you can make friends and things like that. I'm not really sure how to do that. If I can figure out how you can stay connected as friends on YouTube, I'll link that in the description. But I'm trying to stay away from remembering to link things on WIP and chats these days because, to be honest with you, I don't have the time to watch my own WIP and chats back. This is all a stream of consciousness. So if you are commenting on something that I said, please give me the context of it, because I know that some of you really, like I said, you really brighten my day with your comments, and I'm so glad that you have the time to watch these longer videos. It's not if you don't have the time to watch a whole video, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I don't hold it against anybody. Everybody's got a life to live, I think that these sit down and chat things are more like catharsis. Catharsis? Is that the word? They're like therapy. It's so nice. I know that the people who are watching, the people who are watching me do this and listening to me talk genuinely care about my feelings, and that's really, really nice, So thank you all very much. Oh, a special hello and thank you to Jessie. Jessie, you should also wave her hand down below. Jessie is not a YouTuber, but she is a really good friend of mine. We met online. It's like, oh my gosh, when was that? 2006? Oh my god, I'm just stretching. Oh, I'm stretching because this actually hurts my back to bend over like this. Oh, sorry. I think it was 2006 when we met, and or when we started talking online, and that was back in the days of live journaling. Do you remember that? Did any of you do that too? Oh my God, talk about therapy. I think I genuinely needed therapy at that point in my life. And I think that if I had more trust with my close family and we had talked about the things that was going on in my life, maybe not to like an extreme level of detail or anything, but definitely if I had been talking to them about what's going on and how I was feeling about things and all that, I probably would have had a little bit of a healthier mental attitude. That was around the time that I went to, was going to uni, or just started uni. But without getting into too much embarrassing detail, I was spilling my guts over in LiveJournal about every little thing. And I met Jessie somehow. I don't know. Ooh, there goes my needle. I don't remember if it was like a tag or how. This was before hashtags, but when tags were a thing. But anyway, yeah, I had my own one, and then anyway, it doesn't matter. Hang on a second, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry, mini break there. Had to go and get some more coffee, tend to the dog, talk to the hubby. Yeah. So, what was I saying? Yeah. So anyway, Jessie, you might have seen her in our Facebook group. She's quite active. She just got into diamond painting. She watches my videos. Hello. It's kind of, it's almost like, what's the word? Oh, I'm always at a loss for words these days. Do you know how things happen in cycles and stuff? I think that's true about friendships and things too. And partnerships and things as well. Do you know? So 0, 1, and 0, 1, and. Yeah, I made a big oopsie. So we went up and we went shopping in the next town and got a bunch of stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be good. I'm going to get cereal. I'm actually going to eat breakfast because I don't normally eat breakfast. It's like, I'll get snacks for work and then I won't be hungry and I won't be wanting to eat my own arm off by the end of my shift and all this stuff. Yeah, I was like, oh, new me. I don't know why eating is such a new concept to me. I think it's just, you get to this place where if your life becomes too rushed, you make less time for things that matter in the long run, and you just want creature comforts, or at least in my case, I just want the easiest option available, And that's where I've been for a while. But yeah, so I forgot I forgot to buy dog food. I feel like such a jerk. So Luna had to eat chicken last night. Lucky her. She got a whole chicken breast cooked because yeah. Like you can give chicken to dogs uncooked, but some people would say that's not good. They could get problems and things. But anyway, I'm not here to argue dog health, but I gave her some chicken and she inhaled that in about 30 seconds, and that's pretty much all she's had to eat since last night. And she is really angry. She's like, why are you not feeding me, human? So James just left to go get her some more dog food and to get us milk. What else is up? Oh yes, so I've just, as of yesterday, sold out of purple pens, purple crystal stylus pens, and the Bear pen. 1 second, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh no. I knew I should have taken that nose spray. 1 second. Okay, speaking of allergies, some people were concerned about me and allergies and giving me advice. Thank you. But I know it works. This is what I use for a daily tablet when it's a really, really bad day. It helps me a lot because it has decongestion in it, and I need that because I always get stuffed up with my allergy. And then I have Flixinase, which is a nasal spray. This basically, it just coats the inside of your nose with some sort of thing that releases the pressure, and it keeps you from getting all congested. So that's usually what I start with. And if it's an especially bad day and I'm being really foggy and annoying, then I will move on to the heavier daily tablet. The daily tablet I definitely will take every morning starting the 3rd of June until middle of July, because I start my new job, another job. This is something that I'm hesitant to talk about online because, sorry, I'm still looking for the symbol, because it's not, well, it's already like 30 minutes into the video. I doubt anyone that could see this probably isn't watching. And if you are an employer or a coworker, then, you know, hang tight because it's about to get real. And I need to vent about this for a minute. So let's back up. I've been working at my current job for, I don't know, actually. It's definitely around the 9-month mark since September, early September of last year. I finished my job at the school where I teach English as a second language in the summertime. That is my primary career, I suppose you could put it. I'm completely trained and certified and all that. But as I've said before, and I'm sorry if you've heard this 1,000 times already, but I live in a really, really rural area, like a really rural place. Our town just lost the title of town because a town has to have over 1,000 people within its borders. Yeah. We don't have 1,000 people in the borders of the town anymore. So we're no longer a town. So anyway, really small. Like, I don't even know if, like, even, okay, I don't have the figures in front of me, but I looked this up before because I come from a small town area. Full disclosure. The place I grew up in, or what I considered that I grew up in when I was a teenager, was a place called Ashland, Virginia, the center of the universe. That place has like, oh man. Now I'm going to get this wrong, and I'm not going to edit it in. If you're interested, you can do some research, but I don't have time to look it up. Oh, that coffee's good. It has something like 150,000 people. Something stupid like that. A lot of people. And I thought that was a small town. Isn't it? 150? I could be getting that wrong. Well more than 1,000. Oh my God, my voice. Excuse me. Okay, so I looked, because I'm like that. The population of Ashland was 7,800 basically in 2017. So that's not 150,000. I'm probably thinking of Richmond. But that's a lot. And I thought that was a small town, right? So I moved here in 2014, and at the time we had about 1,200 people in the area around Carsavine. And now there's less than 1,000. And that just speaks for how horrible the job market is, the economy. There's just very little keeping people here. And the people who are here have to do jobs that they wouldn't do otherwise. Like, I would not work in a leisure center. No offense to anybody, because people are easily offended, but I am trained as a teacher. I cannot get a job as a teacher. I can only get a job as a teacher in the middle of the summer here, which is why we are thinking about moving. We've been thinking about it for a long time. We just found out that James did not get the job that he applied for and did the tests for and everything, but he wasn't far off from passing. I think he got like 85% or something like that, which here is technically a pass, but he didn't qualify. He didn't pass. In whatever metric they use. But I have been thinking about that for a long time, and I've been thinking about that being a sign for us, because if he can't get this job, and if there isn't anything more happening for us, we need to start considering other options. And next year is going to be that year. So here's our rough plan. And this could change, but unless something new happens, this is what's going to happen. We are going to continue living here until I get my citizenship next year. Like, I will qualify for citizenship. Hopefully I can get citizenship in the same year. I'll have to look that up. I probably shouldn't even mention it or get anybody's hopes up or anything. But if I do, it means I can be a dual citizen. It means I don't have to wait so long if we ever come back. It means a lot to be a citizen of a place that you now call home. However, if there's complications or something, we'll just move on with our lives. And at the minute, that means maybe possibly moving back to Korea. South Korea is really special to both of us. That's where we met. It's also where you can get a really great job teaching English as a second language. So it's not too much of a stretch of the imagination to say that, it's possible that we could go back if we need to. There was so much good and bad happening when I was over there, and I figured this might actually be the right time to talk about it. So I moved there when I was 23 years old, and It was crazy. I was really still young and inexperienced in a lot of life stuff. And I'd never lived that far away from my family before. I jumped the gun and decided to go immediately when I realized that the job I was in Geek Squad, it wasn't really going the way that I had imagined, and I didn't want to waste my time anymore working for managers that I didn't. Hang on a second. That's the wrong. It's the wrong one. Wait a minute. Let me count. Sorry. 2. That's a 2. Not what I put down. Yeah, I realized I was working for some people who we just didn't see eye to eye manager wise, and decided to take a break and go see another place. And originally that was supposed to be Japan. Now once I had finished my course, my English teaching kind of crash course, I suppose you could call it, I was just ready to jump. I'm trying to thread my needle. It's not working. And my needle threader's in the other room. Sorry. Okay. So, it was awesome. I went there and had a complete culture shock moment. Nearly went into a breakdown because there I was in a country where I couldn't read or understand any of the language. I couldn't speak anything. And it was only at that point where I was standing at Cheonan bus station with 2 suitcases and a backpack and I think a purse or like a laptop bag or something. I was very burdened. Brought way too much stuff with me. But for a single woman traveling alone to live in a foreign country, it was crazy. It was not an eat, pray, love situation, if you get me. Yeah, it was only at that stage and no other stage where I was like, what on earth have I done? And I think, do you know what? Actually, maybe it wasn't even that moment. It could have been when I was brought, they found me. The director of the school found me, picked me up in the car. I'm sure they saw the green head on me. Just like, where am I? What am I doing? Help me. And I wish I could go back and give that girl a hug, actually. Anyway, they brought me back to the apartment where, you get a furnished apartment free with your contract in most situations. And so they brought me back to the apartment that they were renting for me, and they basically dropped me off and said, we'll be here at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning to show you around, and there's a 7-Eleven, essentially a 7-Eleven right down the street there, so you can get some water or tea or whatever you want before going to sleep, and we'll be back first thing in the morning, basically. And I was just so scared. I remember being so scared. And I cried. And I was like, what on earth am I doing right now, Oh my gosh. I'm just having all these memories flood back to me. But that was like, that was the first year, and or the first day, you know, and it got steadily better from there. I have so many fond memories from that time. Even I haven't really thought about these things. I haven't thought about these things in years, but I remember my coworkers coming over the next day and being really helpful, and they came over, they brought me to lunch, and we had dumplings and stuff. And like, okay, I gotta reach under and make sure that I've got the tail. Okay. I'm not left-handed, so this is hard. I have to concentrate. There we go. Yeah, and like they were really kind to me, and like I'm still friends with them on Facebook and stuff. We don't really talk anymore, but it was just really nice, and we had a good time. This is R, right? It is R, okay. Compare that to the second year. In the second contract, the second year that I went there, that was in July of 2010. In September of 2011, I went back for my second contract. Totally different school system, different experience completely. I was at the mercy of the school system, in a totally different way. And I don't know if anybody's interested in this stuff. So if you are, I mean, I could go into detail about Korean school system, how to get a job in Korea, that kind of stuff in a WIP and chat style, but I don't know if my audience is really interested. But my point is that the second time that I went back for my second contract, I felt so different. I got there a few days before, and what symbol am I on? U. And I just remember waking up at 7 in the morning because I was jet lagged, because 7 in the morning is not my time of day at the minute, ever. But remember getting up and going over to the coffee shop and sitting down and Skyping my friends back home to let them know that I had arrived. And I was really just enjoying like having a long morning, you know, in the sunshine, on the deck, happy to be back, you know. That was that year. That year was kind of a blur. Later, it was New Year's Eve of that year where I met James. And then the next September was definitely another different situation. Same type of school system. It was a public, well, I call it a public. It was observed by the Department of Education, but it was a private school, kind of like a religious school, if you will. They weren't like a Catholic school or anything like that, not strictly or on the books as such, but they were private, and you had to be accepted and all this stuff. But that I got the job pretty early on, but then, you know, I was talking to them the whole time saying, listen, like, I have this contract. My contract doesn't end until the middle of September at this school. I'm not going to be able to start until the middle of September for you all. And I went and I got my own apartment, and I put down what's called key money for that apartment, which is basically a deposit. And you get that deposit back when you leave the apartment, which is a fantastic way to save money. Let me tell you, because my key money was 10 grand, and it was like, yeah, I saved and spent all of my money to get the down deposit on that apartment. I lived on ramen for weeks. But it was so worth it. It was the first time that I'd had a place that had a separate bedroom from the living area. Before that, all my apartments were just a studio, where you have everything in the same room, and it gets really cluttered, and it's just not a great mental environment. I just didn't feel settled, And the older I was getting, the more I was just like, oh, I just want my I want my space, and I want it to feel like a home. But we were there for a year and a half, weren't we? Yeah, my contract. Originally, I think it was for a year. Or did I sign for a year and a half? I can't remember. Anyway, it was from September to the following, through the next year to the following February. Do you get me? So not a year and a half, really. Well, I guess it was. Anyway, math brain. But I was teaching middle school boys, and that was challenging. It really was. To keep it interesting for them, and to keep everyone under control, and to keep communication open with my co-teachers, my co-workers. It's pretty challenging. I think really what the issue was I wasn't mature enough. And I can say that now. I'm pretty sure that I just wasn't mature enough for that job. And while I did take it very seriously, I just wasn't capable mentally for that job. I think I would have preferred teaching younger kids. I preferred elementary schools. I love early language learning because it flows so easily and they pick it up so quickly. Their grammar isn't always the best, but that doesn't matter. It's about communication. It's not about fluency at that age. And so I really, really enjoy young language learning. And for teenagers, budding teenagers, the last thing they want to do is learn anything, So it was quite challenging. It really was. But certainly one of the most fulfilling jobs that I've had was teaching. And so when we moved here, we realized, well, not we, but we knew that there was an English school in the summer. So when I came over in April of 2014, I decided to work for the local English school in the summer. And I must tell you that it is so much fun. You might see snippets here and there of the summer. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to include because, having minors' faces on YouTube is not. It can get you to have your comments. What's the word? Disabled. So I'm really not wanting that to happen. I don't know if you heard about that, actually. It started at the beginning of the year, I think, where these major YouTube channels got their comment sections just randomly chosen, and their comments were disabled. So those creators haven't had contact with their subscribers on YouTube for a long time. And so, yeah, I don't want that to happen. I enjoy talking to you guys too much. Okay, so we've got I've gone to that stage where I need to cross out this line. Okay. Just looking at the time and wondering how long is this going to be? But anyway, I think that it's a very doable, teaching English is a very satisfying, fulfilling career. It's just a shame that it means I'm going to have to go teaching abroad again when I feel so settled now. And I don't want to get into politics on my channel, but it most definitely is because of politics and because of the overall, like, people in positions of power are ignoring rural Ireland. And essentially what they're trying to say without coming out and saying it is, well, why don't you act like normal people and just move to the city? Unless you're a farmer, and if you're a farmer, then you all stay out there, and people with real jobs will just move to Dublin. You couldn't see the eye roll there, but it was there. And I think that is a struggle that a lot of people who live in rural areas get a lot. You hear that argument from normal people on the street, but also from their government, and it ain't cool. Because it's not true. There's a lot of smart people that live in the country too. I have a bachelor's degree. I have minors. I have lots of experience teaching. I have certificates in teaching English as a second language. And I've traveled the world. I don't want to live in a city. I'm a smart woman, but I don't want to live in the city. And I think it's an insult to education and educated people to say that, oh, well, all the stupid people. You know, obviously I'm making assumptions based on what people have said, but what they're saying without coming out and saying it outright is, you know, if you're not smart, you live in the country and you should stay there and not take well-paid jobs. So, anyway, I would like to change that. I would like to have the patience and the ability to live here long enough to see that change, but I also want to live my life. And you know, a really fun part about my life has been living abroad. And I've always said that I've never been finished with it. You know, like I'm not, it's not over. This can continue, and I could keep doing this until I'm old. I don't have much loyalty. Now, this is a, what I'm about to say is an opinion, and it in no means is meant to be taken in a negative way, but I've had family twist my words with this as well. I don't have much loyalty to any one country. I'm not nationalistic. And that's just because I have lived in many different places, many different countries, and I don't, so far, I just don't have that much faith in any one government from any countries that I've lived in so far. where it's been like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, wave the flag. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. That could happen. We might could maybe. If things don't change, because we've had several conversations with his mother as well, where it's just been like our talents are wasted here, and it could be why we're not happy a lot. Now, it's not a quick fix. It's not going to stop you from feeling all those other things about yourself, you know what I mean? If you just decide to pack up and move to another country, it doesn't work like that. I can tell you that from personal experience, and I'm just going to drink my coffee now and wrap this up. But essentially what I mean is, when I moved from the States, and I was a young, bushy-tailed, bright-eyed girl, I ran away from a lot of my problems, and it was really easy to make that decision in my head. But once I got there, I realized how difficult it was for me to do that. What I was doing wasn't the easy way out at all. It's not the easy way out to run away from debt, or run away from a relationship, or from, maybe you have some history or something. Moving to another country causes you to go through stages of actual culture shock, especially when it's a country that is very different from your own. And even if it is the same, I went through culture shock here as well, in Ireland. And so, no, it's not an easy way out. But if you are trained in it, if you're interested in actually teaching, in learning another culture and language, I could 100% recommend doing it, and it's on the cards. So, with that being said, I feel like I've really thrown a lot at you guys today. So thank you for listening. And again, thank you all for all your kind comments and everything. I love reading them. They really just inspire me to keep going. And the next 2 weeks are going to be quite hectic. I know that I keep saying that could reflect in my channel by not having things uploaded, but I'm trying to be good and film things in advance when I do have the time, and scheduling those things to go up. So even though I might be eating, sleeping, working, and not diamond painting or doing beaded cross stitch, I'm hoping that I can have at least some videos going up every week, and then being able to reach out on Instagram or Facebook, or seeing you in the Crafters Anonymous group, which is linked below. Don't forget to answer the questions, or your request will be denied. So I hope to see you all on the platforms and down in the comments below. As a thank you, I am planning to go live when I hit 3,000 subscribers, which I don't know when that will happen. It could happen in the next 2 weeks. It could happen in the next 2 months. But I do want to do something special, and I miss going live. I do. I just don't always have the energy for it, and you really do need to bring some good energy to your live, you know what I mean? So I will keep you all posted as soon as I know when that will be. Maybe I'll do it before 3,000, I don't know. But as soon as I know, I will schedule it a few days in advance. So hopefully I will be able to see you all there. But I am going to warn you, it will be on the weekend, probably on a Sunday, and it'll probably be early morning for most of my American viewers. Maybe like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. That's early morning to me. Anyway, I would love to see you there. So I'm going to give you as much advance notice as I can, because I would really love to spend some time with you guys in real time again, and let you know what all is going on. So where I was going with that was, if you would like to ask me a question that you've been wanting to ask me, it could be about anything, please leave it down in the description down below. Just write Q&A and then whatever question you like. That way I can actually search the comments of the video and filter out the other ones. I can make a list of them, and then I can say them out loud while we're live streaming. And then that way it'll be a Q&A video and a live stream. So if you can't watch the live stream, at least we'll have the Q&A video. You know what I mean? You can watch it back and it'll have actual meaning and content. I just want to make everybody happy, you know? Righto. So I'm going to go now. Thank you all so very much for watching me and listening to me talk about whatever random stuff came to my head today. I don't even know how to sign out. I hope that you enjoy your craft today and whatever day that might be. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. That'll notify you of my new videos. And if you hit the bell, it'll actually send you a notification whenever I upload and whenever I go live, so that you won't miss it. And if you would like to have a look at my Etsy shop, I will have new pens available in the next few weeks. I have some already made. They're just not live yet. I'm waiting for the other ones to get here, and then I'll do a big opening. They are still on the plane, so it could be another week or two before that happens. Anyhow, thank you all so much for your support. It means so much to me. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.